Fantastic Four IP has been cursed since day one.
Wow, folks, we all know the story.
But in case you don't, comic book characters were a booming industry in the 80s, specifically due to toy sales. But like all bubbles, it eventually popped, leading Marvel Comics to sell off their properties to miscellaneous studios. Bernd Eichinger of Constantine Film was the first to nab Fantastic Four, but the contract came with an unforeseen stipulation. They had to begin production on the film by a certain deadline, end of year 1992, or the rights would fall back to Marvel Comics. They failed to secure financial backing for a big-budget blockbuster, like the Superman and Batman movies that had come out before it, so under the pressure of a ticking clock, they got Roger Corman to shit something out. There's actually a pretty good documentary on the whole thing that's worth watching. Side note about Burnt and Constantine Film, they put out the movie Downfall in 2004, a film that made its mark in modern-day meme culture. I'm sure you recognize this scene.
Das war ein Befehl! Der Angriff Steiners war ein Befehl!
After successfully securing the rights for the movie that was never intended to release, Constantine ended up partnering with 20th Century Fox to do another attempt, this time with the intention of seeing theaters. Multiple drafts and directors later, we got 2005's Fantastic Four and its 2007 sequel, Rise of the Silver Surfer. Constantine Film remained partners with Fox for these movies, but after the sequel underperformed, Fox panicked and went on their lonesome to try and do their own cinematic universe, even doing the Dark Universe-type photo shoot. This is evident that a rushed cast photo is a death omen for a haphazardly assembled franchise. That's where Fan Four Stick happened. I don't gotta talk about that. Meanwhile, lurking in the distant cosmos like Galactus, Disney Marvel was steamrolling the entire film industry. They absorbed Fox, and now we have the first Fantastic Four picture under the Marvel Studios umbrella. I have a lot of respect for Kevin Feige, not as a storyteller, but as a businessman.
There was an idea.
An idea to have the keys to the entire blockbuster industry. Like Thanos, he collected the stones and has designed Marvel Studios in his image, and subsequently Hollywood as a whole. As I'm writing this, though, I realize that the whole Thanos saga was probably designed based on Kevin's own Infinity Quest, seeking the rights to all the characters they didn't have. I imagine he saw 2012's Amazing Spider-Man, 2013's The Wolverine, and then 2015's Fan Four Stick, all the while his ego spoke to him, saying something like,
"I'm the only one with the will to act on it."
Kevin's quest was larger than just getting more Marvel characters. I'm sure Disney's acquisition of 20th Century Fox was above his pay grade, but I imagine Kevin was, at the very least, pulling strings in the background to make it happen.
No other being has ever had the might, nay the nobility, to wield not one, but two.
Major film studios' intellectual properties. Fox wasn't just a film studio. It was a massive corporation in its own right. Yeah, they had 20th Century Fox, the film studio behind, well, a lot. But Disney also got the keys to their TV studios, home of The Simpsons, Family Guy, and everything on FX, as well as Fox Searchlight, which they've just changed to Searchlight, and fucking National Geographic. The only parts of Fox that Disney didn't get its mitts on were Rupert Murdoch's news division, I guess because that would be too outwardly dystopian of a move. ABC and Fox News under the same umbrella? Forget about it. All of this happened while I imagine Kevin was in the corner, rubbing his hands together, just to get more characters in his toy chest. Scorsese's infamous sentiment about how Marvel movies aren't movies rings truer with every product they release. Because that's all it is, right? A fucking product that you with your bib and drool will unbox like a fucking Funko Pop. Don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to rain on your parade if you like that shit. Hell, I don't even want to seem like I'm talking down to you, because I myself went and paid for this movie. And I'm not too stupid to have expected fucking groundbreaking stories out of the latest Marvel joint. But let's be real here, man.
As a family.
It's about family, and that's what's so powerful about it.
I brought up the Corman operation, not just to point out the long road of the Fantastic Four, but to underline the sentiment that Constantine Film had while making their thing. It's not about family. It's about money. You, the movie-going audience, we, the movie-going audience, hold zero accountability to the engineers of our entertainment. We go in expecting the same slop we've been given for decades, but we're expected to say thank you, great job on the bowl of shit because you added blue and purple food coloring?
What the hell's up with that? That's messed up, yo. This Kafka-esque. Church.
Even DC is slowly but surely becoming the same, and I'll use this word again because it's a great description, slop as Marvel, with the forced humor and lack of anything interesting to say. Don't get me wrong, I'm no Snyder bro, but at least he was trying to say something, whatever it was. The discourse among comic book movie fans has become so dramatic. The last 5 Marvel films have fluctuated in quality, and the general consensus seems to evoke the "it's so over, we're so back" meme. Aw man, the Marvels was so bad. The MCU will never recover. Yo, Deadpool and Wolverine was amazing. The future's looking bright. And then Captain America came out, people didn't like it, so on and so forth. And if I'm being honest, I didn't even see the new Fantastic Four. Why bother? Everything's so formulaic now. Not just the "it's about family" empty framework of storytelling. The way we talk about movies, too. I don't want to do this anymore. I want off this fucking ride, man. You know what? I'm out. It's like the "it's so over, we're so back" meme. Like, look at the last 5 movies they've put out.
Ricky, it sounds like you're projecting, dude.
What's that supposed to mean? What?
It sounds like you're projecting about this, list.
I don't follow.
Yeah, this, list. The one that, should exist, that doesn't exist, that definitely does exist, regarding the complacency of, Marvel viewers and shit.
So what am I to do?
Quit being a pussy. Go watch the fucking thing.
Thanks, Tyler Durden of Fight Club.
As a family.
I hope you like key lime. I'd like to apologize. I just got back from seeing it. For real this time. See? They gave me this. I don't know if you could tell, but that's a slice of pie that I humbly picked up after the movie. Fantastic Four First Steps, unlike the last several entries, is a movie. Not a bad one either. The story of a team having to work together to stop Big Purple Guy might have been told and told and told again, but this telling of that story is well crafted. I thought the retro-futuristic aesthetic that was conveyed in the film's marketing wasn't just a gimmick. Director Matt Shakman actually went balls to the wall with it, and I gotta be honest, I found it quite charming. Seeing it unfold throughout reminded me of the Brady Bunch movies, or Blast from the Past with Brendan Fraser. I don't mean in the sense that the first family were fish out of water. I suppose it reminded me of those movies because the film itself is a fish out of water among the other Marvel movies, with this one channeling an era of hope and optimism. The movie opens with an abridged retelling of the family's origins through the very 60s lens of a talk show host as he presents them, akin to Ed Sullivan's introduction of the Beatles to the American public. The Fantastic Four are renowned to the public, as told through retro ABC's archival footage. All is right and all is bright for the Fantastic Four, and looking even brighter when Sue, the Invisible Woman, learns that she's pregnant from a flashing high-tech pea stick. It's little details like this that really won me over. Like, the scene could have just been her leaving the bathroom and telling Reed, but the inclusion of that practical prop was a nice touch. Everything goes awry at the end of the first act, however, when the Silver Surfer shows up to announce that the end is nigh. You guys ready for a hot take on the Silver Surfer? You sure? You might not like it. People are calling the decision to make this incarnation of the Silver Surfer Shala Bal instead of the traditional Norrin Rad a woke maneuver. I can see why some have come to that conclusion. Shala Bal's run as the Surfer in the comics includes the 1999 Earth X story by Jim Krueger, and that's it. Everything else featuring the Silver Surfer from now till all the way back in 1966 has been Norrin Rad. I also understand why some people would see this recent change as an appeal to DEI or whatever with the state of movies since our boy Harvey was locked up. That being said, I think she was awesome. Yo, chill. Let me speak. Given the film's aesthetic, I think the choice of having Silver Surfer be a lady was neat, because it made her character reminiscent of the robot from Metropolis, Maschinenmensch. You ever see that? She's made by a mad scientist to aid in his authoritarian takeover of the titular town. I'd like to include the clip of the Surfer becoming the Surfer here, but I don't want to risk my channel being blasted to the Shadow Realm. It looks like this moment of Maria the Robot becoming Maria the Lady. Not only is the Silver Surfer's design visually reminiscent, you can see the parallel in the narrative as well. Aren't movies cool? This isn't the first movie to visually nod to Metropolis, and I don't think it'll be the last. I mean, hell, look at C-3PO. The Fantastic Four actually follow her scent, or aura, or whatever, to Galactus' ship, where we first meet him. Ralph Ineson might very well be the greatest casting of a Marvel character since the whole fucking universe started, in my opinion. His voice demands the attention, not only of the team, but of the audience as well.
I am infected with the filth of pride. I know it.
Holy shit, dude. All the shots of him in the ship are dimly lit, so he kind of blends in with the environment. But when he gets down to Earth later, he does look a little wonky. But I'll cut the VFX team some slack. God knows they need it. There was one thing that solidified me liking this movie as much as I did, though. Superhero movies have always had this issue of the collateral damage that ensues in the final battle. 2013's Man of Steel being the most egregious example. In Batman v Superman, the follow-up film, Zack Snyder was sure to have Batman let the team and the audience know that the surrounding towns were empty.
Sir, look, they've cleared the city.
I gotta get it to chase me back to the city.
Even the newer Superman movie had a clumsy workaround for this issue, saying people got away from the damage by evacuating to Gotham, which, I mean, is fucking retarded if you think about it. Sure, you'd be safe from cosmic threats, but your ass is getting mugged over there, at best. In this Fantastic Four movie, though, they tackled this issue better than any movie of the genre that I've seen before it. It's established at the very beginning that Mole Man, a personal favorite of mine, is friendly with Sue Storm, who ultimately calls on him for the favor of leading the townspeople to his underground city of Subterranea when Galactus is coming to Earth. Not only does that make sense in the context of this story, it actually gives Harvey that added layer that's not even necessary for a one-off B-villain. I also really liked how they handled Johnny Storm's character. As the youngest member in a group of esteemed intellectuals, he's easy to write off as someone that's just along for the ride. But he's actually got a lot to do here. One of my favorite moments in this movie was when he decoded the Silver Surfer's language based on the 3 words she said to him when they first met, leading him to confront her while the rest of the team worked on the Galactus defense mission. It's a nice moment that gives both of these characters some humanity. Another thing worth mentioning is when Reed Richards cracks teleportation early on in the movie, demonstrating it to Johnny using an egg. Yeah, it later plays into how they fight Galactus or whatever, but anytime I see a scientist finally crack teleportation in a movie, I will always think of Cronenberg's remake of The Fly. Every time, without fail. If you don't know The Fly, quick rundown: 1986 remake of a Vincent Price classic where a scientist who created teleportation pods fucks up
fuck is what I'm thinking.
By using said teleportation pods, and a fly gets into the one that he's in. In the 50s version, they become two beings with swapped heads, leading to some imagery that has haunted me since I was a wee lad.
No, it's not!
Still freaks me out, man. I don't like it. But in the 86 version, they get melded together, slowly transforming Jeff Goldblum into an abomination.
Wants to turn me into something else. Gotten pretty good at it, haven't I? Yeah, it's almost second nature. Oh, that's disgusting.
When I saw Pedro Pascal teleport that egg in the movie, I realized something. Josh Trank was trying to make Fan Four-Stick like The Fly, an exploration of body horror. That version of Reed also cracked teleportation, actually leading to the moment where they got their powers. If Fox hadn't intervened with Trank's vision, I bet Fan Four-Stick would have been, at the very least, interesting to see. Oh well.
As a family.
Last thing I want to get into before I let y'all go. This was the mic drop moment in the trailer, and it really triggered my earlier frustration.
It's about family, and that's what's so powerful about it.
This clip from the marketing of Disney Star Wars is the epitome of empty advertising. When I saw the same type of moment in the Fantastic Four trailer, especially following the slog of soulless slop that led up to this movie, it felt like a bad omen. Thankfully, though, I was wrong. Sue doesn't say the line to her team. It's actually the end of her speech she delivers to the townspeople in explaining why they turned down Galactus' offer in exchange for mercy on the planet. So when the team goes up to meet Galactus in his ship early on in the movie, he scans Sue and the baby who she's pregnant with and senses the power cosmic within him. Something that makes the child eligible to succeed Galactus as the devourer of worlds. Galactus wants this because feeding off planets is no way to live. And he'd been doing it for a while at this point, I imagine. Thus, the Fantastic Four were faced with the classic trolley problem, only with the personal twist of it being their own child. They immediately reject the offer, and are ultimately forced to admit this to the public, which pisses them off, naturally. That's when she gives that speech, saying that it's not just her family that faces Galactus, it's the family of humanity type shit. As corny as that may be, that's not as empty as the infamous Star Wars family clip the trailer was heralding. Cool movie. Is it good enough to warrant a "we're so back" from ya boy? Fuck no. The state of Marvel as we know it has become like indentured servitude. 2032? I don't even know if I'll be alive that long.
We had put all of our passion, all our love. Joe and I have come climaxing all of it with all of our emotions on the floor.
I meant it in my Superman video when I said I didn't like doing number ratings, so I'm not going to do that here. But the movie was good. Go check it out. Actually, you know what? Fuck a Marvel. Go check out The Fly. You should really watch both versions, but if you only want to watch one movie, you should check out the 1986 remake. It's a masterclass in practical effects, and all around a great movie. Go check it out. It may not be a Marvel, being that it's a tragic story where no one comes out on top, but cool shit happens. And there's a nice monkey.
A monkey!
Or see Fantastic Four. It ain't terrible. I don't know. It's your life.